Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be doing with chapter 11, Working of Democracy, part 3. So today we'll be discussing mostly about communalism. Okay, what is communalism and how it coexists and work with political parties. Okay, so communalism, when we say communalism, it means when religion is expressed or plays a very important role in politics, it is called as communalism. Okay, when religion plays a crucial role in politics or is expressed in politics, it is called as communalism. Okay, so before in the previous chapters we've been discussing about nationalism, right? So when people in a country, they have same ideas, aspirations in the society, okay, they try to bring change in the country, that is called as nationalism. When all people, they unite together to bring changes as well as development to the country, that is called as nationalism, right? But now when we look into communalism, they focus more on religion. Okay, they focus more on religion and they think that the way of creating a nation is through religion. Okay, through religion they can form a nation. That is the idea of people who follow communalism. Okay, and also when beliefs and practices of one religion are considered superior to that of other religion. Okay, citing an example, just say that we have a Christian majority group of people. Okay, so what they will do is that they will form one community because they are from the same religion, and they will look down on the other religion. Okay, so these people of the same religion, they will think that they are the highest. Okay, and they will look down on the other religious group as well. Okay, next, when the demand of one religion are formed in opposition to the other, so same. Okay, so when one group of religion, okay, say a Christian majority group, they form a group now. Okay, because they are from the same religion, and the Hindus will also have another group, okay, who will also have a different ideology. Okay, so they will try to oppose one another because their concept and their way of thinking is very different according to their religion. Okay, and the next point is when the state favors domination of one religion above all others. Okay, so just say religious group, okay, they rise up, okay, they rise up in the community, then the state will also favor them. Okay, so when this group of people, okay, just say the Hindu majority people, they won the election, okay, so what will happen, the state will also favor them. Okay, moving on, we'll be dealing with the ideological basis of communalism or the idea of communalism. Okay, so the communal minded people, what they think is, they think that religion is the base, okay, base of creating a nation, and these people try to make differences in terms of religion. Okay, so we have many religion in our country. We have Hindu, Muslim, the Christians, the Sikh, and the Buddhists, right? So these people, they try to bring their own religion as one community. Okay, for example, the Hindus, they will create their own community, okay, and the Christians, they will create their own community, the Muslims will create their own community. Okay, and when this happen, they start organizing or making political units out of it as well in order to create a nation. And the third point is, all these groups, okay, all these different groups have their own fundamental interests, okay, how they have to go about and what ideas they should bring in. Okay, so for example, a Hindu majority, political party, they will have different ideas, and they would not agree with the ideas which is being followed by the Christian or by the Muslims or by the Buddhists. Okay, so what happens in the communal ideology? Okay, they will be separated according to their religion, and no other religion and come and join their group, because they will have different ideologies, because the Hindus will have a different ideology, okay, in running the government or in implementing different ideas. The Christians will have a different idea, okay, and will have a different approach. Okay, so that is the third point. Okay, they have different fundamental interests, okay, which is not same. Okay, moving on, the next point is people who follow different religions cannot belong to a same social community. Likewise, okay, people who belong to different religion will not have a same social community. Hindus will have a separate social community, the Christians will have a separate social community, okay, the Sikh, the Muslim, the Buddhists or the Jains will have different social community which will not be same. Okay, so in case if similarity arise between different religious group, okay, then this communal minded people, what they do is that they say that these are superficial, which is not valid or not true at all, and it is also considered as insignificant, which is not important. If any similarities arises between different political unit, okay, that it is considered as superficial and insignificant. Okay, next we have interests of various religious communities are different. Okay, different religious communities have different ideas, their social way of life is different, their way of thinking is different. Hindus will have a different social way of life, their way of thinking will be very different, their way of doing things will be different from that of the Christians, from that of the Muslims. Okay, so it will be always conflicting, which will never be same. Okay, lastly, with this kind of ideology, okay, we come to a conclusion that people belonging to different religion, okay, we come to a conclusion that people belonging to different religion cannot live together as equal citizens. Okay, either one of them has to act as the highest, okay, and has to consider the other as superior to them. Okay, so with this, okay, we will give the example of one thing, okay, that is the partition of India. Okay, this was between the Muslims and the Hindus, right? Because of communal conflict, because of communal misunderstanding, okay, the Hindus and Muslims, they decided to depart their ways and make their own different countries, right? So when this kind of things happen, okay, things doesn't end in a very good way. I'll just give you a recap. When we say communalism, it is when people, okay, think that religion is the base of creating a nation. Okay, it is not like nationalism, where when we talk about nationalism, people of a country come together in order to free themselves from the current situation. They have the same ideas, okay, their ideas are to transform and to make the betterment of the country. Okay, when we talk about communalism means religion is the base of creating a nation. They put much importance on religion. Okay, and with this, okay, different religious group, they make social community, okay, as well as in the political sphere as well. Okay, and they try to dominate one another. One would dominate the other, and the other will dominate the other religious groups. Okay, so the ideology of communalism, okay, the ideology of communalism is they think that religion is the base of nation, and also they try to make their own community. Is, for example, Hindus will make their own community, Christians will make their own community, and also their fundamental interests will be the same. Any kind of thing will be same. For the Hindus, their ideas will be same, their way of living would be same, politically their interests will be same, whatever they do would be same. For the Christians, again, their way of dealing with things would be different. Okay, and also people who follow different religion, okay, they cannot belong to the group of the Hindus. For example, Hindus have a group, the Christian people cannot come and then be in the group of the Hindus. Okay, so whatever similarities, in case if there were similarities between them, okay, the communal minded people, they say that these are superficial, which are not valid and which are not true at all. Okay, which also leads to the people, okay, thinking that they will not be able to live together. Okay, when we look into this ideology, we come to a conclusion that in different religion, if they come together, they cannot live as equal citizens, and with which we took the example of the partition of India, which was caused between the Hindu. Okay, moving on, we'll be dealing with political expression of communalism. Okay, the first point is expression of communalism in everyday belief. Okay, this involves religious prejudice against certain religious community, stereotypes, belief in superiority of one's own religion. Okay, so when we say prejudice, okay, means cite an example. Okay, Hindu and Christians. The Hindu majority people, they will think about the Christians that they are very bad. Okay, their ideas are not very applicable. Okay, they will start assuming things about the Christian, that they are bad, they can't do anything. Okay, in the same way, the Christians will also start thinking about the Hindus that they are not they are very bad, they are not capable of doing anything, their religious practices are very wrong. Okay, so this kind of prejudice is very evident in society as well. Okay, and domination of religious groups. One religious group think that they are very superior to the other groups, and the other religions are looked down by the bigger majority groups. Okay, religious groups. And next we have religious dominance, okay, or political dominance. Okay, so here, if I'll cite an example. Okay, I am representing the Hindu community or Hindu majority. Okay, so what I do is that I am very hungry for power. I want to be elected, and then I want to be a minister and then work. So what I do is that I go and meet the religious leaders, so that I would win favor of them. Okay, so that I would bring them close to me. When I bring them close to me, what happens is that I bring a whole bunch of the Hindu community to come and vote for me. Okay, so when this happens, it becomes a majoritarian society, or maybe a majoritarian group. Okay, I want to be elected, so I go to a political religious leader. Okay, so this religious leader would help me get a vote from all the Hindu community, right? So all the Hindu community are voting for me, so it becomes a majoritarian society. Okay, so one example has been given. Okay, when this happens, okay, as it happened in Sri Lanka, where the domination of the Sri Lanka Buddhists, okay, over Tamil Hindus, Muslims and Christians. Okay, so when these Tamil Buddhists, they started dominating in Sri Lanka, the other religious group, they wanted a separate state, they wanted a separate nation of their own. Why? Because their involvement was not there in politics, only the Buddhists were being involved, and so because of which the less religious groups, okay, they wanted a separate political unit, or they wanted a separate nation. Okay, political mobilization of masses on religion. Okay, so when you are campaigning for election, what you do is that you start using different religious symbol in order to attract people to come and vote for you. Okay, and also they take the help of religious leaders, okay, so that they will win votes. And also what they do is they try to threaten the people, okay, against religion. If they don't vote for them, their religious practices will not agree with this kind of things. Okay, so what they do is that they try to threaten the people, and they try to emotionally appeal the people to vote for them. Okay, so this is very much evident. And the last point is communal violence and communal riots and massacre for political gain. So one of the greatest example for this communal violence is, okay, so when communalism becomes very intense, okay, it can lead to the separation of a country. Okay, for example, we have seen India, okay, the Muslim League, okay, which was led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, okay, used this effect to partition India. Okay, so what happened? So the Hindus and Muslims, they thought, and their idea was that this both religion, they will not be able to stay together in one place, and then the one will overpower and overshadow the another religion. So because of which, division began to appear. Okay, and communal violence broke out, riots broke out, massacre happened where huge number of people were being killed, and eventually it led to the partitioning of India. Okay, so when we are talking about communalism can take its severe form, okay, and it can lead to a partition, or maybe it can lead to a division of a country, or maybe a state. Okay, so communalism focuses mainly on religion. Okay, and when there is so many religion in a country, okay, they try to overpower and overshadow one another. Okay, when this happens, communal violence happen, and it also lead to the division of the society. Okay, and with this we come to the end of the topic communalism. In our next class we will deal with caste and politics, so stay tuned and complete your work on time. Thank you.